for this assignment, I would have two things. One, you're going to want this chart. So for this purpose, I just went ahead and wrote it out here so that we can refer to it fast. And then secondly, you might want like a bag of pens, different colors to help differentiate the different V shapes that we're going to draw on the graph. So first, go ahead and make sure your name is on your assignment. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the first graph in pencil. So for number 1, it says graph the following equations on the same graph. Use a different color for each and write down each new equation. Start with the first graph and then perform the translations to graph the next 3 absolute value functions. Okay, so 1, I check and I see that my number is on the inside of the absolute value, and it says plus 2. So if it's on the inside and it's a plus, I'm going the opposite direction, which is left on the x-axis. So I'm going to go -2 on the x-axis. So I plot my -2. Okay, now I want to go up 1, right 1, and I want to do this like 2 or 3 times. I can fit 3 on here easily. And then I also want to go up and left 1 as well. So I go ahead and draw the V. And remember that we want it to be even. Okay, and then it says, this graph is translated 4 units to the left. So I pick a color. I make a little answer key over here. Okay, and I go 4 units to the left from that vertex -2. So to the left would be 1, 2, 3, 4, landing at -6. Go ahead and draw your V shape. So I've got my vertex, up 1, right 1, and again we'll do that 3 times. And we're going to go the opposite way. So up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, 3 times. Okay, and then it's asking us, what is that new equation? So I'm going to go y equals the absolute value, and then because we're on the x-axis, that means we're on the inside of the absolute value. So I'm going to be at x at 6. If this is a -6, when I write the equation, I do the opposite, which is positive. Okay, now we're going to go from the pink one, so the one I just made, 8 units to the right, which is at +2. So I go ahead and get my vertex, up 1, right 1, do that 3 times. Then I want to go up 1, left 1, and do that 3 times. And then draw your V. And we have to write that equation. So I make my little key. I use a green teal color pen. Y equals the absolute value of x. I landed at +2, which means in the equation I do the opposite, which is -2. Okay, and then lastly, that teal green that I just made, I'm going to move it 2 units to the left. Alright, so a new color. I'm going to go with purple. So 2 units to the left. It lands at 0, so I'm going to go ahead and do my V. So up 1, over 1, and it's okay, we're overlapping. Okay, so now for this one we're at 0. So y equals the absolute value of x and 0. And in this case, it doesn't matter which one you put. I'm just going to put x minus 0. But because it's 0 and you don't have to have a 0 written, you could write it like this too. So you can say y equals the absolute value of x. So either of these are okay. So just to get you started on number 5, I look at my chart. I see that the 5 is on the inside of the absolute value, and it has a minus, which means right. So it's the opposite of minus. It's going a positive 5 on the x-axis. So now I'm going to go positive 5, up 1 over 1 3 times, up 1 left 1 3 times, okay, then pick your color, whatever color you want, make your key, and it says move 3 units to the left. So I would land at 2. So that's going to be y equals the absolute value of, that's a positive 2, so here it's going to be a minus 2, and you draw your V. Okay, and then remember, the pink one is the one that you're going to move for this. So it says 2 units to the right. So I land at 4. So then I would draw that one at a new color, then move the one at 4, 8 to the left, and see where you land here. There is a back to this, so make sure you do all sides. Since there is 4 graphs and 3 equations, it'll be worth 4 plus 3, so that's 7 points for every section here. So 7 times 4 sections will be 28 points. So we'll do 28 points on this assignment. Alrighty. I hope this helps you guys.